We're recording.
Okay. Hello.
Hey, I don't know what you have up your sleeve.
You're going to find out.
Yeah, exactly.
So, candid tech tip of the day with,
Oh boy.
with
Techie.
to the
Rescue.
That's right. My question for you today.
Uh-oh.
Yes. What is the most common tech related, since we're in the holiday season? Okay.
I should have my phone
No,
with me,
hold on.
shouldn't I?
Well, yes, you should in a moment, but what? Maybe not. The most common tech related holiday shopping problem that you see,
No. I know
working
this
with people or
answer.
otherwise,
I know this answer.
and the solution.
I mean, okay, so I was thinking a different answer, but I don't know if that's the right answer.
Okay.
I mean, the common thing that I see, but I mean, in this case right now, it's past Black Friday, but it's buying technology during Black Friday. Because what happens is that they remove a lot of the technology in the store overnight and they replace it with a product that is just meant to be sold on Black Friday.
Interesting. So, like right before Black Friday, they do that.
Yeah, so as a result, that's why they're able to go into do discounted TVs and discounted computers and all these other things, because there have been times where the TV that you buy that they say is retail value, etc., which normally would be retail value, has a different model number, and as a result is missing components or has cheaper components in it, which allows them to sell it for Black Friday.
So they're basically selling you junk.
Yes.
At a discount. So you feel like you're saving something, but you're really not. Because
Yes.
you're going to end up having to spend more money in the long run, either getting somebody like yourself to fix it or replacing it or whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
The way around it is if you happen to buy whatever it is that you're looking to buy, let's say a week or two before Black Friday.
That's smart.
And then on Black Friday, you show up with the receipt and you're able to convince somebody that it's the same product that you purchased. You may be able to get a salesperson who's not going to sit there and want to admit that it's a different model number to discount it. Now,
well, here, can I throw in another, non-techie expert tip?
Fine. Go.
But, like, thinking in that perspective, don't they often, like, come out with new models of things around Black Friday?
Yes, they come out.
So if you're trying to, if you don't care if you have the latest something, right? But you want, like, if they're trying to discontinue it so they can put out a new one at that time of year, then you may get a better price because they're trying to clear it out.
Right.
Right.
So if you go to a place like Best Buy, what you may not realize is that if you call beforehand, a lot of Best Buys actually sell used technology.
Right.
And then you can purchase a warranty on that.
Because that's like what we do with the printer, right?
We did that with the printer.
That kind of just happened. We weren't like we weren't like, oh, it's Black Friday, let's buy a printer.
Yeah.
We kind of hit a situation where we realized, oh, we probably need a new printer.
Mm-hmm.
It happened to be a couple weeks before Black Friday.
Right.
And they were trying to innovate and come out with their next model.
Correct.
So we ended up getting this like seriously discounted refurbished printer that's working just fine.
Right. We got a previous generation printer, which is no longer sellable because they have a current generation that they're trying to sell.
Right. Which they came out with just before the holiday season.
Right.
That's something else to think about.
Right. So holiday buying, if you're buying for a kid that's going to break the screen anyway, then go for the Black Friday deals. I mean, then, yeah, if you're able to get a $500 piece of technology for like $100, I mean, that's fine. Just know
you might be buying another one the next year.
Unless it's just a toy for that kid.
That's a very expensive toy.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I know. I don't. But that's probably different than where you thought the whole conversation was going to go. But
I wasn't sure where the conversation was going to go. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, no, I figured. But no, but Black Friday buying is a big problem.
I feel like that's something that's come up with you sometimes, right? In helping people.
Yes.
Is like issues with that.
Yeah.
Phoebe.
Well, because the worst of it is that sometimes there'll be certain information where you're looking up a manual and you're looking at the model number of that particular device.
Yeah.
And you're talking to the warranty service or the customer support, and they'll go and they'll say, "Oh, it sounds like that one's a special edition. We don't have any parts for that."
Right.
And
So
it's
it
like,
basically confuses everything. My question for you. Hi. My question for you though is this always the case, or are there exceptions? Like, are there cases where something, is being sold for Black Friday and actually is good quality and it is, on sale?
yes. So from a manufacturer perspective, buying anything that has the Apple brand, it's going to be the same equipment. It
Okay.
doesn't matter if it's bought before Black Friday, after Black Friday. If it's bought from an Apple, Apple products just don't change.
But not
like
necessarily.
that.
What about other things sold at an Apple store, or is it just like with the Apple logo?
Apple Store, it's the same. It's the same products. They don't
Yeah.
do anything special at all. They don't even care about Black Friday. They don't even call it Black Friday. They call it a shopping event.
Okay.
Yeah. And they give you a bunch of gift cards when you purchase, but they use it as an opportunity to once again sell out their stock
Yeah.
of whatever they currently want to sell more of. They don't necessarily care about it. Yeah. Just when it comes to back to school, when they do their back to school promotion, you have to be aware that they tend to give away free headphones, or they're giving gift cards with certain purchases of products. And when it comes to those type of promotions, they're just trying to clear inventory.
So it seems like in general, if you're going to purchase new technology during any of those like big sale times of year, you want to do your research and know what you're getting into.
Right. Well, here's the other problem that people run into is that they're purchasing all the time from Amazon. But what they don't realize is that they're purchasing from somebody who's smarter than them, who went on various sites like Alibaba, found a product, buy that product, and send it to a warehouse at Amazon. And then Amazon sells that product for them. That happens all the time, and you can actually get a cheaper deal sometimes if you just buy it straight from the factory itself from China. However, if you buy it straight from the factory, you really have to know what you're looking for, because if they go and they send you the wrong product, yes, you can go and you can give them a low star rating, but at the same time, it's sometimes easier to deal with Amazon and send something back to Amazon than it would be. But yeah, this whole drop shipping, people are paying 4, 5, 6, even 10 times the amount of what the product is actually worth, where the original factory doesn't actually receive the funds. The person who set up the drop shipping ends up receiving the funds, and it's a tough one.
Well, the other thing with Amazon, I feel like you've seen this from time to time with people, is that people sell like stolen devices and stuff on there. So it just kind of makes it tough to buy technology or high worth things on there.
Oh yeah.
Because you don't really know what you're getting. Like.
Right. Because the problem is that when Amazon is being used as a third-party seller, yes, Amazon sells their own stuff as well, but when they're being used as a third-party seller, it results in you receiving technology that may not have been cleared properly and might have an iCloud ID attached with Find My iPhone, which immediately means that the phone that you're receiving could technically even be tracked by the original person that owned that phone.
Right, or locked, or like, basically it could just be a mess.
Right.
Like, for somebody, again, to have to call somebody like you.
Right, and I can't always even figure...
Right.
figure
It's just
those
it's
out
a
because
pain in the butt for everybody.
That's like
It's
a
one
mess.
it's one of these things where like you could have dragged your feet to a tech store,
Mm-hmm.
spent the hour or whatever it takes to buy the stupid phone, or pay less and then have to pay for like 6 hours of tech support on the other end.
Right. I mean, you need to go through a reputable dealer, kind of
Mhm.
like Gazelle, and there's other dealers that are out there that you can get used phones or previous generation devices,
Right.
but yeah, it's one of those tough ones when it comes to understanding technology because there's so many places where you can buy technology, but you really need to know what you're doing.
Right.
When it comes to that. Sometimes even Target will sell previous generation products. The funniest thing is like, let's say for example, you want a previous generation Apple device, but you don't want it refurbished, but the Apple store doesn't sell it. Typically, if you go down to a Walmart is selling previous version devices, and they tend to sell it as the new device.
This is just a mess.
Right.
I mean, I feel like this is probably confusing people more than anything. No, it's okay. No, I think the bottom line is that if you're going to buy technology, especially around this time of year, you need to know what you're doing.
Yes.
Because otherwise it can be a real headache.
It's like buying a car without actually having somebody who knows about cars.
Right.
Like that comes up constantly.
Yeah.
But once again, there are some people that just absolutely don't care when it comes to buying technology.
But then again, they end up back with somebody like you.
Right.
Because, because technology is one of those coveted things.
Right.
Like a car, even though it costs less than a car.
Right.
Like you're likely to end up in similar problems.
So here's the thing. So if we look at like Apple, for example, with the iPads and iPhones, there are times where there are components that are changed within the device, or maybe they're using two different components. One might be from one company, one from the other. And the only way you would know which is which is depending upon how the serial number is structured or the model number. I don't necessarily know how to find these, but I know that sometimes people will look for a certain model number or a certain serial number or a certain whatever because they want one chip over another chip, depending upon what their purpose is. But those are the ones that are really absolutely crazy techie that's out there.
All right, so once again, to condense the headache of this.
Yes, it's a headache.
Yes. We're already at 13 minutes, so in short and concise, if somebody wants to avoid all of this mess, what is the most ideal way for them to purchase technology this time of year?
What technology are they purchasing?
Let's say, so I'm thinking what people give as gifts is probably most commonly a phone or a TV, right?
Yeah. All right.
So if you're trying to avoid all this, what is the least likely to cause problems way of purchasing one of these things for somebody?
If you're purchasing a phone and it's an Apple device, buy it at an Apple store.
Okay.
Like that would be the easiest there. If you're purchasing something having to do with Android, then you want to make sure to go to this is another thing. I'm sorry to bring this up, but like a actual cellular store, so that means like a Verizon official store, an AT&T official store, a T-Mobile
in other words,
official store.
not one of those like carts at the mall with
Right, and not a franchise store, because a franchise store has the ability to not necessarily follow corporate guidelines,
which gets you back into the whole mess. Okay.
Which gets you back into the whole
so
mess.
You want to avoid that.
Because there are official AT&T stores, official Verizon, official owned by the company itself.
Right.
Granted, you can always get really good deals at the franchise store because the owner of that store, if they feel like giving you a discount, they'll give you a discount.
Right. So it's like hit or miss.
It's hit or miss.
And then what about a TV?
As far as the television, I mean... it's such a tough one because once again, there's a lot of news that comes out about TVs in January because that's when the Consumer Electronics Showcase is. And essentially, if you watch in January what's upcoming for TVs, look at the dates of when they're announcing those newer TVs, and then you either buy the newer TV or you buy the previous generation TV at the time when that announcement takes place.
So in other words, for a TV, it's probably actually smarter to wait till January.
Wait till January to actually hear what news comes out because a lot of these television companies make announcements. That's where we learned about 3D television and all these other.
I haven't even heard of that.
Yeah,
Maybe
it failed.
Different video. Okay.
It failed miserably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have 3D glasses as well, like if we wanted to with our projector. But that was a thing that you could actually turn your home into a
But
3D.
if you want to buy, once again, going back to the point, if you want to buy a TV for the holidays for somebody, what is your best bet?
I mean, probably going to Sony.com or...
So one of the actual,
Yeah,
you know,
go to the
retailers.
source.
Right.
Go to the retail source itself. See if
Right, 'cause
they're
you
selling
had-
any refurbished from the source.
Right. Because I feel like this is something that you get all the time with clients is like delivery issues and setup issues, like when it's a third party.
Yeah, because
You
what tends to happen is that somebody will order something like a refrigerator or a TV or whatever, and then that goes back to drop shipping again, where
Right.
it goes.
And this happens all the time. Like I feel like this is like a regular occurrence with a whole bunch of different clients with you,
Yes.
where they like you end up. Sorry, I'm losing my voice.
That's
You
okay.
you end up, you know, on the phone trying to help them with that.
Yeah.
You know, they end up in a headache with it, and like
Right.
before you know it, they've had to spend a bunch of money figuring it out.
Right.
You've had to spend a bunch of time figuring it out.
Right.
Like
Well,
it
'cause
just it makes a
it's
mess,
funny
so.
because a client of mine, they have a TV. I have the exact, technically same model,
Yeah.
but when we look at the model numbers, even though it was bought around the exact same time, their model number is different than my model number. Because they bought
What a
theirs at
mess.
Costco,
Yeah.
and mine was bought at Best Buy.
It's like makes me not want to buy any technology.
So, but the thing is knowing, like in the reviews and stuff, it's so confusing because it's like, well, was that TV a model number that was bought at Best Buy? Was it one that was bought at Costco? Was it this? I mean, Costco, you might think you're getting a great deal, but at the same time, the TV that was bought at Costco ended up just the motherboard died,
What a mess.
and the logic board was just overheated. And yet the Best
So-
Buy one that we have seems to still be running. Same time period.
It's like so bad.
It's yeah. And I'm sure in the comments people are going to dispute some of these. Like, once again, it's
Because
like...
your experience might be different from somebody else's.
Right, because different
Right.
states have different rules.
What a mess.
Right.
So basically, buyer beware.
It's always
Just
buyer
do right.
beware.
Do your research. You know, don't necessarily run out to the store for the first thing that they say is on sale just because it's on sale. Like, you know, stop for a second, take a deep breath, make sure
Here,
that's
I know
what
the
you want.
answer. I know the
Okay, because
answer.
we're already at 18 minutes here, so
Well, that's fine.
That's
Maybe
fine.
some topics need
yeah, no, I
need
get it.
longer
I get it.
to disseminate.
Yeah.
But here's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
If you care about the person,
Yes.
you buy whatever the TV you're going to buy,
Yeah,
and you make sure to buy a warranty with it
that's smart.
so that
Very
they
smart.
don't deal with the headache
Mm-hmm.
of figuring out how to deal with the gift
Mm-hmm.
that you messed up on buying.
Right. That makes sense.
So that way, at least they can then go back to wherever the warranty is.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it takes a long time to get the warranty honored,
Mm-hmm.
at least you're going and you're saying, I care about you, instead of presenting like poop on a platter.
And then, like, worst comes to worst, if they do need help from somebody like you, then neither of you are chasing your tails and trying to figure out.
Right.
It just shortens the whole process.
Yeah, because that's the one thing that I remember at Apple happened to Genius Bar all the time, is somebody would go and they would bring something in with a cracked screen or
Yeah.
something like that, and they received it as a gift,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't even know what Apple Care was.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, that'll be like $2.99, and they're like, oh, I thought it was $29, and it's like, yeah, that's if you had Apple Care.
Right.
And they're like, what's Apple Care? And you're like, oh no.
Mm-hmm.
And now this gift just looks like, and they're like, well, I didn't pay for this anyway, I'm just gonna go get an Android.
Yeah. What a mess.
Yeah, it just keeps going like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
you definitely chose a hot button topic
That's okay.
today. Yeah,
I mean, I feel like this is something that people are running into, if they haven't already this time of year.
No, I'm glad you asked it, because I would have never come
That's
up with
why-
that topic.
that's why I'm here.
That wouldn't have even come to my mind.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't really participate in all this unless like something, phone breaks or like,
I've been burned by it too many times, so I
Right.
think I'm just like, I got a spider sense when it comes to dealing with this type of technology issue.
like, believe it or not, like as much as, we have a techie person in this household, we're not buying new technology all the time.
No.
Like, we don't buy things just because somebody, came out with the newest device. Like, generally we're waiting until our devices burn out or like,
Right. Right. I mean, that's something that people do, especially in the tech world, where they just they tend not to buy the first model of
Right.
something.
It's
They-
like you always tell me, like, don't update your device
Yep.
until, that could be a whole other video, but don't update your device until, like, it gets to a point where
Where-
it needs to be updated because it's, like, yelling at you.
Right. Well, I like
Right.
I usually love to see all these news stories that are out there of what stupid stuff that's happened
Like,
to people's
wait
devices.
for it to work out, the bugs.
Right.
Right.
And if I hear there's no news stories, that I'm not seeing reports of like, this got damaged and that got damaged.
Right. Because sometimes these updates will go through and they, like, fry the system.
Right.
It even happened, this is another video, but, it'll even happen, like, physically in your system.
Mm-hmm.
Like, weird physical things start happening to your device.
Yeah.
You're like, how is that even possible?
I'm gonna have to replace my iPhone at some point, and I
Yeah.
don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And at some point, we're gonna have to go over like all the different G's and like, oh man, there's a lot of videos there now popping in my head of what we're gonna have to talk about, because this is a lot. So, yeah, that's the thing with holidays, and it's weird to me that essentially these Black Friday devices that are sold in stores, usually by the end of Cyber Monday, so when you get into like Tuesday or Wednesday, the devices that were in the store, even if they're not sold, are just sent back to whatever company is sent back, and then sold at like to thrift shops, or they're put into these giant boxes where bulk buyers can go and just buy a box of bulk technology.
That's just kind of disturbing.
And then those people then take those pieces of technology and bring it back to Amazon. And they sell it as used on Amazon.
It's just a mess.
It's yeah. There's a lot involved in all this.
All right. Before we confuse anybody's heads even more,
Yeah.
I think we should sign off because we're already at 20-something minutes. So.
24 minutes almost.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a good topic.
Yay.
Yay. I hope everybody's at least amused by this.
Food for thought.
Uh-huh.
All right. So if somebody wants to book a session with you,
Yep.
where can they find you?
At techie-to-the-rescue.com, or
And if they want to call you,
yep, I was going to say call 707-267-7778. That's 707-267-7778. I hope I got all those sevens in. Uh-huh.
All right.
All right, we'll see you next time with whatever else you pummel me with.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Right.